Today I'm bringing you a video on how to play Destro Firelock in SOD Phase 8 and how I achieved rank 1 on the first boss in Scarlet Enclave. And man am I excited Fire Destro is back and it's truly a viable option for this phase. I will be going over the runes I ran for this fight and why, and show you the gameplay of my single target rotation. Some things will change as we get tier and different gear from this raid, but next week I will bring you an in-depth Phase 8 Warlock guide showing you each viable spec and going over the ins and outs of the class, as well as a full clear Scarlet Enclave raid from my Warlock's point of view. Let's jump right into it. Here are the runes I ran for this fight. I ran Backdraft, Mark of Chaos, Demonic Tactics, Incinerate, Chaos Bolt, Shadow and Flame, Demonic Pact, Demonic Knowledge, and Shadow and Fire Specialization. These runes will stay the same the entire phase other than Demonic Knowledge. You will be running Decimation once you receive your tier set from the new raid, as it's going to increase its damage by 30%. I would also recommend running this rune right now if you are able to proc this buff often, meaning if you're able to hit a target below 35% health, or if the execute phase of the boss is going to last long enough to make this a good option. The only negative of Fire Destro is we cannot put up improved Shadow Bolt, which is going to help your Affliction Warlocks, your Shadow Warlocks, etc. In order to run this spec in a ideal state, you will want to have an Affliction Warlock in your group. On the bright side, AF is performing just as good, if not maybe even a little bit better than Fire Destro. For now, let me show you how Fire Destro plays out in your pre-bis gear for Phase 8. Going into the pre-pool on this boss, I decided to open up with a Chaos Bolt. You are able to pre-cast on this boss. You will have the range to be able to do so.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now as you see, I followed it up with an Immolate into a Conflag, as I thought getting my Backdraft up early would be worth it. Looking back, I would recommend using Incinerate before you Immolate and Conflag to snapshot that 40% increased fire damage. From here, you're making sure you keep Immolate up on the boss. Definitely prio is to use Chaos Bolt off of cooldown, and if doing so correctly, you should get about 3 casts or 3 GCDs in before each Chaos Bolt cast. This boss has 3 phases to it. You're going to burn it to 70% and it'll go into an air phase, which you will see shortly. There will be some movement involved and I'll show you how we deal with that. So this boss is moving into his position for the air phase. As he's moving, I'm putting up my instants. I'm trying to use my instant casts like my Corruption and Curse of Agony. Ideally, I would use rocket boots to get into position. I didn't have any for progression, but my mage healer is goated and hit me with that overclock to increase my movement speed. From here, you're going to stand in the light. It's going to make you be able to cast, not be silenced. And again, we're following that same rotation, keeping our backdraft up, only using Conflag at the last second of our backdraft, making sure Immolate stays on that boss, and spamming Incinerate other than that, and Chaos Bolt as our prio. I'm going to tell you, once we get some gear, Fire Destro is going to be insane. Our casting speed is going to be out of this roof. It's going to be faster than our GCDs, but we have a trinket that will allow us to not cause that to be a problem, if that makes sense. I'll go over that in the Phase 8 Warlock guide that I have dropping next week. So from here, melee are killing these ads that are spawning on them. You do see a mind control. You need to CC that mind control target. Pro tip, you can limited invulnerability potion before that mind control goes off and completely immune it. We were kind of doing this boss as progression, so there's some things that we weren't fine-tuned on that we'll have down pat for next week. This boss is going to be transitioning back down to the ground at 40%, and from here we're just trying to race and burn this boss as fast as possible. Our single target rotation is going to remain the same the entire fight. The only time it changes is when you have some movement. I recommend you use your uptime wisely, meaning when you're moving, use your instant cast, your conflags in that window, your corruption, maybe throw a Curse of Agony if there's extended movement. Occasionally there will be these infernal spawns, which you will see momentarily here. There it is. It kind of stuns all of us. It comes down instantly and it breaks your light. This causes you to be silenced. There it goes. I get to the light fast enough that it's not an issue. Unfortunately, at the end here, we're going to have another Infernal come down. Boom, there it is. And we're going to have to run to this boss, get hit by these Infernals to be able to cast again. Again, we were progging this boss. In the future, we're going to try holding an Infernal in the range group the entire time and just healing through the damage. That way we can just stand there and turret this boss. The kill was a little sloppy, but we got it right here at the end. He dies at 5%. And I'll let you guys kind of see how this RP plays out. Even with some of those mistakes or, you know, things we didn't know as we were progressing the boss, Destra was still able to crank. A lot of people say it can't do good in movement, but you just have to use your uptime wisely. I'm excited to bring you guys the Phase 8 Warlock guide next week and a full clear of the Scarlet Enclave Raid. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.